Hi everyone, I'm Dan Harding, Editor-in-Chief for Motoryacht, with a really exciting boat for you guys here today in the Azimut Seadeck 7. It's a boat we've been reporting on for quite a while. We started with our coverage of the 6 that debuted last year. The 7 had big shoes to fill. It came with a lot of hype, and it certainly lives up to it. Let's hop on and take a closer look at the Seadeck 7. So right off the bat, a lot going on here at the transom. You have space here for your Williams jet tender, which will lower into the water. In here, there's built-in storage for a Sea-Doo Spark and some really great storage solutions. But being able to launch the Sea-Doo, it rolls right out into the water. Very cool. So one of the calling cards here of the Seadeck series are these fold-down gunnels. They like to call this the fun island, and with those gunnels down, it gives you about 450 square foot of space. And I think as we go through this boat, you can see a lot of touches that are borrowed from Bonetti and some of the larger Azimut super yachts. This is a boat that, to me, kind of blurs categories. In some ways, it's got like these great boating features that doesn't take itself too seriously like the Sea-Doo, and then it's got, you know, really high-end yacht finishes as well. There is a sunshade that can be deployed from here that will cover this whole space and shade, because it really obviously can get a lot of sun. Move forward, a convertible table. Now this is really cool. These doors, it's kind of this tri-fold door, so 3 panels will slide all the way to the side, and then the real cool party trick is that the door comes out and opens this space, which is really incredible. A lot of hidden tricks up this boat's sleeve at every turn. Right here you'll have a sink, and there is a pop-out wing station here. As we head on in, again, one of the calling cards of the Seadeck line is sustainability. And in the yacht industry, sustainability has totally become a buzzword. I mean, there's not very few builders out there that don't claim to be sustainable or are thinking about it. But with the Seadeck line, Azimut is really putting its money where its mouth is and backing it up. The rug here covers some really beautiful flooring, but this is all these fabrics you see here are recycled materials from recycled plastics and recycled fishnets. Opening up this boat, you have 4 different locking locations. As long as you keep this handle up, this gives you a lot more air and connects you to the water nicely. Again, really massive windows. This table folds in and out. There's storage beneath all of these seats. And really just nicely designed. Right here they hid some of the chargers. Again, so much attention was paid to the interior. Now this is one of the more interesting things about this boat is it's got this unique kind of galley up helm area with, do this with one hand, it's got these pocket doors here so we can close it off. So if you want to cook in private, and this is the kind of boat fully equipped, this model is around 6.1 million. So this is the kind of boat you could, you know, either you have a full-time chef or a chef that just joins you at certain times. It'd be nice because they could work here and have some privacy. Same if you have a captain on board. They could have some space really to themselves to focus while the guests enjoy the accommodation. But again, if you're cooking, you're an owner operator, you are still part of the conversation here. Really nice Miele appliances, full-size refrigerators. And storage absolutely everywhere, which kind of makes sense. This boat is so, you know, what do you call it? it's just so modern that the storage is a little more on the hidden side. There are your breakers. Even if I look down, you got this small little footstep area here. But even that comes equipped with some storage. Nice side door. This boat is powered with Volvo Penta IPS 1350s. Got the Garmin screens. Again, everywhere you have storage. We'll head on down below. This is a 4-stateroom, 3-head yacht. And one of the things is everything seems to be hidden. Nothing is quite what it seems. We have a full-size washer and dryer on this boat. We'll start with, this is the guest cabin to port. You have a double bed here, or it can be equipped with 2 singles. Plenty of storage, reading lights, television. And so this is the VIP. This cantilevered berth really makes the most of the space. It is a pretty narrow boat. We have a 71-foot length overall, and it's an 18-foot beam. So even though the stateroom like this is full beam, it is somewhat tight. But again, just like really clean, really modern. Here's your full-size mirror. And this will be your ensuite. Again, I mean, this is an Azimut. Beautiful attention to detail. Very nice gold fixtures. And then this will be to starboard. You have double bunks. Probably an area for the kids, which if you have them, they're not going to be fighting over the same TV. They each come with their own TV. And again, storage really everywhere throughout this boat, and even in that stateroom. Coming into the master, really kind of giving the Italian luxury vibes, like in a luxury Italian hotel. Blackout curtains. This was a pretty smart option. Could be a vanity, or also a nice place if you need to sit with the computer or the iPad, send a few emails, like I said, or it does double duty. Really nice size head, or full shower head. Side doors, both to port and starboard. They use teak on this boat. The 6 famously used is the repurposed cork. This is actually a bit of a repurposed teak. They call it blue teak, which is kind of put together and glued and assembled from teak scraps that otherwise might have been discarded at other yards. It feels really nice underfoot. It looks really nice. Now we're coming up it's this entrance to the Flybridge is over to starboard. It looks pretty steep, but it's really not too bad. And this area right here brings me to really my one and only criticism I could find on this boat is that this area here makes me a little nervous. I think you could use an extra grab rail or two, especially if you like to stand and be next to the captain. This could probably use something else, only because I am a klutz, and that scares me just ever so slightly. Great visibility from here. Obviously it's a Flybridge, but it just feels like the bow is right within arm's reach. For a 71-foot boat, it really feels like on most boats in this size range, the helm is a little further back, but with this one, it just gives such a nice driving experience being this far forward. I've got a couple options here in this space. A couple options for this table, but this one can lower and create a massive sun pad. And with the 7, there's no option for a hardtop. That'll come later in the Seadeck 9. There's a manual or electric automatic bimini top here. Can't really go full speed with either. With the manual one, they don't want that up when you're underway at all. With this one, it really is a substantial system. They say you can go at cruise speed with the bimini up, but at wide open throttle, which we were seeing about 28 knots, they don't want that top up, which makes sense. Standard with Volvo Penta, you have the joystick, docking assist, Garmin surround view, all the toys you would expect. Head on up to the bow. I would say they kept this relatively simple. You know, the bow lounges are starting to become a real thing in the 70-foot range, but this one's just really nice. You got your pop-up lights. There's a cover. Down in here, we're not going to go into it right now. You actually have a crew quarters with a head. So you got twin bunks and a wet head. That'll be right down there. It really could be used for, if you got a couple kids that you don't like too much, but really in the American market, it's going to be used for storage, which is what it's being used for right now. You got a hose hook up here, so you wash down the bow without having to run hoses everywhere. Good handholds. Everything on this boat looks to be drained really well. These cup holders and the storage here, they all drain. Just massive windshield. We're expecting future models of the 7 to come equipped with hybrid propulsion systems and a lithium-ion battery bank, which is kind of further intended to deliver on the Azimut brand's desire to make this one of the most sustainable yachts of its kind. Again, in the upper end, we were seeing about 28 knots, which at wide open throttle is a range of 275 miles. But if you bring things back to 14 knots, I think is a really kind of nice cruise. You can see 414 miles. And if you're really trying to get far, you could stretch it, taking it way slow at 6.4 knots. You can get a range of over 2,000 miles. So really, again, for its size and category, it is very efficient. Again, the price on this boat, fully equipped. It's got 2 seat keepers. It really is fully loaded. Again, IPS 1350s. Price is coming in at around 6.1 million. But the base is a little more palatable at the 4.4. Again, after spending the day here aboard, there's really a lot of things I like about this boat. To me, it kind of seems like it could perform double duty. I think you could hire a chef and take clients out for, a really nice, very sophisticated meal. But it also feels like a boater's boat. It feels like you could have kids aboard, running around eating hot dogs and sitting down on wet bathing suits, right? It doesn't feel overly pretentious. The fabrics are all waterproof. So I think really distinct. It's fun to drive. It's luxurious. It definitely has a big focus on sustainability. It's a yacht that, again, really does double duty so well. And with the Seadeck 9 in production and the hybrid propulsion options in the offing, it won't be long before the Seadeck line is complete and fulfills the builder's longtime plan to make yachts of the future. And that's just a quick tour. Stay tuned for more on the Seadeck 7 in an upcoming issue of Power Motoryacht or at pmymag.com.